Everyone was laughing at me until this happened. I stood in a ballroom full of strangers, red wine dripping from my hair onto a ruined dress, while my future mother-in-law called me a gold digger in front of 300 guests. Glass shattered at my feet. Laughter echoed and no one stepped forward to help. She thought she had humiliated me, but she had no idea I already owned her entire world. My name is Jasmine, and I grew up with nothing after my mother died. I lived in my car for months, finishing school, sleeping in parking lots, washing up in public bathrooms, and studying under streetlights. I made a promise that day that I would never be powerless again, and I meant it. Years later, I taught myself how to code built software from scratch and quietly created a company no one could trace back to me. I stayed invisible while my business grew into a billion-dollar empire, because when you grow up with nothing, you learn to trust no one. Then I met Daniel. He was kind, genuine, and different from everyone I had ever known. He did not care about money or status. And for the first time in my life, I felt safe with someone. I fell in love with him without telling him who I really was, because a part of me was afraid everything would change if he knew. But what I did not realize was that his family would become the biggest test of my life. His mother, Patricia, saw me as nothing from the very first day. She judged my clothes, my background, my silence. She tried to break me slowly, insult after insult, moment after moment. She tried to make me feel small. She even offered me money to leave her son, thinking I would take it and disappear. But I refused because I loved Daniel, and I was not for sale. For months, I stayed quiet while she humiliated me in front of others, spread rumors, and treated me like I did not belong. But while she was busy underestimating me, I was watching, learning, and building something she could never imagine. Her company was failing, drowning in debt, and secretly falling apart. And I knew it because my company had already been analyzing it from the inside. I discovered something even worse. Patricia had been stealing millions, hiding money through fake accounts and illegal deals. She was destroying her own empire, and no one knew except me. So I waited. I let her think she was winning. I let her believe I was weak. I let her laugh at me because I knew the truth does not need to rush. It just needs the right moment. And that moment came at the engagement party, the biggest night she had planned to embarrass me in front of everyone. When she raised her glass and threw wine in my face, the room went silent. People watched, some laughed, and she smiled like she had finally crushed me. But instead of breaking, I smiled back. I walked calmly, connected my phone to the giant screens, and said something that changed everything. My name is Jasmine Sterling, and I am the CEO, buying your company in seconds. The room turned from laughter to shock. My face appeared on the screens. My company, my achievements, the truth. She never bothered to learn about me. And then came the final blow, her crimes displayed for everyone to see. Millions stolen, lies exposed, and the powerful woman who called me nothing stood frozen with no control left. I gave her a choice. Accept my terms and save what is left, or lose everything: her power, her company, her reputation, all of it. And for the first time, she had no words, no control, no advantage. She signed because she had no other option, and just like that, everything flipped. It was not revenge, it was truth, because the one they laughed at was the one holding their entire future.